Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully this is properly posting. Yeah, I'm gonna change that too. That's driving me kind of crazy. Come on, give me the ability to add. Oh, I can't. Hello. It'll do. Alright, welcome, welcome. WhymsicalWyvern here. I stream weeknights on Twitch, and I move my VODs to YouTube, which I forgot to do yesterday, so I'll be doing that later after stream. Sarybot is here. What did the drummer name her twin daughters? Anna 1, Anna 2. Anna 1, Anna 2, Anna 1, Anna 2. Alright, I'm gonna move this music down just a little bit. There we go, because it's loud for me. Down for you guys too, even if you love it. It's there, but alright, let's see. Yeah, I was getting all this grass done in here before. That was actually really turning into something. Might just see what this is. It's like it's something growing out, maybe. Anyway, I hope everybody had a really good weekend. And I'll Minecraft tomorrow. I just couldn't do it today. Somehow that's weirder now that it's done. I don't understand what's going on there. Are those wrong? No. There's like one little... Maybe it's supposed to be weeds in the sidewalk. I guess if we... Maybe. Huh. Weird. Weird. Alright, let's get some of these. This might be a tree stump, maybe? Alright. I guess this is just like a little bush, maybe? Bushes. It feels more structured than that. Alright, I'm going to work on pieces of lawn. That's exciting, I know. We can't make this make a little more sense. Nameless, Whimsy time. Hi, Nameless. How you doing? I'm doing good. How about you? I'm doing okay. I was going to try to do Minecraft today, but that just wasn't going to happen. So I'll do it tomorrow. It's just so hard to get everything done in time on a Monday. So how did your day go? Let's see, 10. Let's get those two I missed. And we'll see if we can't make this look a little bit nicer. Don't worry, as long as you're here at the end of the day, it's all fine. Oh, that's good. That's good. Everything is good in Ba Sing Se. Ah. As for me, my day was good. As I said last time, I'm on break, so I don't do anything and rest. Cool beans. I hope it's a nice thing. Being on break could be very nice. Yeah, that'll be nice. There we go. Doing nothing but resting sounds absolutely delightful. Hey, I slept for almost 15 minutes before I started streaming. Rest is valuable. Starting tomorrow, however, I'll have to do a few things for a friend of mine as well as myself, so it's going to take a few days. Nameless. I think it's good that you have IRL life and friends and touch grass and see people. It's all good. Yeah? Yeah. I think having IRL life is a good thing. Golly. I swear, no matter how much I turn the music down on that thing, it just gets louder and louder and louder. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. I don't know. I guess I'm just super dehydrated right now, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good. My issue is when you drink and drink and drink and drink and drink, eventually that's gonna cycle. So I might have to jump up and run partway through this stream. That friend is an online friend, and what I have to do is about a game with both plays. So watch for touching grass. Well, you could play. There's a game called Touching Grass. I'm pretty sure you could play that game. That counts, right? I'm trying here. I'm trying. No. It's okay. I know. The grass is scary. I made Hedge go outside yesterday. She was like, I don't think I was like, you're going. Come with me. Then she was like, that was actually nice. I said, well, guess what? Guess what? Sometimes you need to leave the house. Just trust your mom. I hate that I keep doing that. I'm so bad about double clicking on this one. What were you expecting, honestly? I've been hanging on your daughter's stream for a year now, and I hang around on yours too, way too late. Were you really expecting me to have an IRL life? I mean, I kind of have an IRL life, and I hang out in streams. I like to listen to streams while it's in the background while I'm doing other stuff. I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I don't judge. Ah. I mean, you go outside and work. Unless you found a way to earn all your money from in the house, in which case, kudos to you. Good job. I don't. Okay. I feel like somehow TV and stuff has given people an impression that IRL is just something so much more than it is. Nope. Nope, nope. Although who watches TV anymore, honestly? Gosh, this is finicky. Nice for you, though, having an IRL life. It's too early for me, lol. Maybe next decade. I don't know that I have much of an IRL life. But I go outside a lot. IRL life is scary. There's people out there. I know. What the heck, right? How can they let people loose in public and everything? Ugh. Ah, it's like doing good, doing good. Match it up. I need to blow up the squares a little better. But I don't wanna. I'll tell you a funny from today that wasn't funny, but I didn't kill anybody, so that was pretty awesome. I had a higher level boss bring me in and praise me for getting something done in a time frame that that higher level boss did not think was possible. And they were really impressed and thanked me for going the extra mile and making that happen in that way, in that time frame, and just solving so many problems with that. And I'm like, well, that's unusual to get that praise, but you know, I'll take it. Sure. I knew I'd earned it, and I felt good about it. You should have killed them. Then I had a far lower level superior person call me over right after that and criticize me for taking so long. So the person that's both of our bosses was impressed that I got something done that they didn't even think was possible. But this other person who's never had to do this thing was annoyed that it took me so long. And for context, my deadline probably would have been Friday. Like next Friday. And I just said, okay, well, I didn't live with it. Why don't you share that criticism with our boss? Can't wait. Kind of wish I could have been in there for that. Hi, French Toast and Wyvern. I'm fine. How are you doing? As I've said, you should have killed them. Hi, Tomas. Yes, well, it would have been fun for a moment, but then, going to prison didn't sound fun. I am in Florida. We do treat murder pretty seriously here. Although I could have pled temporary insanity. There's that. Pretty hard to prove here, though. We don't really care if you're crazy. If you hurt people, you will pay. Which I love from this side of things, but if I was going to be a criminal, it might not work out so good for me. Next time, just tell them to do the job themselves just to see how they do it. That would be my temptation. But they were subbing in their current position. That's never going to happen. And honestly, it wasn't worth it. If they were going to be there more, it might be worth it because then they need to see. But otherwise, that's just wasting my time. And I'd probably have to go clean up after them. Not worth it. I value my time. Yeah, I'm going to have to come in and do this one more. Okay, I'm just going to undo everything I just did. That's pretty awesome. We'll just do that. Why did I do that? Boy, I have a talent sometimes, I tell you what. I've said it once to a superior of mine. Nameless, is the guillotine still available? Talking about the guillotine? Yeah, it's available. Why? Because it is French. I'm starting to suspect that your latest tism could be French things, Tomas. No, I mean when I use it. Guillotine, trebuchet. What's your fave? I am rather fond of both, I will be honest. Kind of depends on how many people you need to get, I guess. Just trying to make small talk. Okay. Uh, I mean, you do kind of need a little more cooperation to effectively use a guillotine. But it is very effective. It can go through a lot of people very quickly. I do feel like a falafel, so I might not be mentally aware. Falafel is yummy, but I'm not sure how a falafel feels. I usually think of it as food, not sentient. So I'm just going to trust you on that one, Tomas. All right, I'm going to finish this section of the grass because I just kind of want to see what's going on here. And then I'm going to back off and go finish off that other picture. The mountains. That helps a lot. Yeah, it seems like such a small thing, but finishing off the grass really does make it a lot more alive. Oh my goodness, Nameless, it's a book. Anyway, back to my story. One of my superiors came to complain that I wasn't doing my job correctly. Apparently, the thing is, I was already on a rush and couldn't allow such a stupid discussion. So I just stared at them, dropped everything I was doing, and said, "Great, then do it yourself. I'm gonna take a crap in the meantime," and left them. It was really funny watching them struggle until I came back. Those moments could be very fun and satisfying. That's why I think a really good supervisor has done the work that they are supervising at some point. They don't have to have been terribly good at it, but they do need to have some concept of what they're asking. Or they're simply not effective because nobody listens to them. Fascinating. Best part is they apologize afterwards. Good. That's what should happen. Ideal moment to go catch up on a phone game in the bathroom or something. I don't know. I always just want to leave. Since I get paid by the day, it doesn't do me any good to stretch it out. Yeah, the keyword being should. Why are they super? Well, I mean, they're in charge. The reality is, in theory, they're taking care of one set of work so that you can take care of another set of work. But the micromanagers don't understand always that that is their position, and they think they're going to get more out of you than everybody else. Failing to comprehend, there has to be more to get. You got to understand the job. If they might, it's not impossible for a supervisor to be from the outside and see how to do something better, but in order to do that, they kind of have to understand what's being done to begin with. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. Golly, I seem to have hiccups. Yeah, even that little bit definitely makes a huge difference. All right. Boop, let's finish this one. Anyway. You could ask, why are they super? Or you could ask, why are they visors? I mean, who wants to be a weird looking hat from the 80s anyway, right? So dated. But then maybe that's the point. Yes. Business makes you hiccup. Probably letting myself get quite so dehydrated makes me hiccup because I had to give up and go to drastic measures. I had to crack open the soda, which I'm not super fond of, but if you really need to get rehydrated quickly, it's an option. Not one that I overall would recommend. But there's only so many electrolytes you can safely consume. There's only so much water you can safely consume. Well, I guess it just starts making me feel sick after a while, but getting tired. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye, Nameless. Good night, Gatorade. Yeah, yes. Well, Gatorade is an option, but you really should be careful with how many electrolytes you do, and it just was a really hot day. I try to strike a balance. I've also had a bunch of milk this evening. But Gatorade was invented to try to rehydrate. It tends to be full of sugar and stuff now, too. It did not ever used to have all that crap in it. They were very proud of being aimed at athletes, but then, being more commercially available with lots of flavors and making more money became their priority. And honestly, a lot of the electrolytes aren't in a lot of their formulations anymore if you look at them. They've been cheaty. It's just that time of year. Yeah, like how Cheetos was originally cow food, kind of. Cheetos has a lot of corn in it. I don't think it should be aimed at cows. I'm not going to say it never was, though. I know there are people who use corn to fatten their cows up, but it is not something they would normally be eating in nature. I was like, see, did I make that big enough? And then the answer was immediately no. Oh, I'm such a dum dum. So much for making this like idiot proof. I immediately messed it up. Yep, this is shading. I'm just finishing the last color. I've done all the other colors here. And then this whole picture is done. I just had to give up last time. I could not look at this picture anymore. It's really pretty. Don't get me wrong. It's just very checkerboardy. So it's super easy to click the wrong one. There we go. Very green. I just did it a freaking again. Well, this should be an interesting time lapse. $1,000. Okay. We're down to 1,000 left. 'It's just so persnickety. $827 left. At least now when I mess up, I'm into different colors. There's that. Right? Oh, come on. Ow. Let's get these all corrected. So we've got you and you and you and you. And then we're back to you. Perfect fit. I honestly thought that was trees back there. Majestic. It is pretty majestic, isn't it? Oh, gosh. Apparently, majestic can't be rushed. All right, so we messed up 2 colors. We've got to fix you, Anju, Oh, it had a far bigger impact than I really anticipated. I think we're there. Pretty good. I'm gonna call that a pass. It's nice here. I don't know. I'm still thinking maybe. I think it was Knight who said those must be other mountains in the background. He might be right. Hey, yo, baby doll.
I'm just double checking my show.
I know it's there, but I don't care. I don't think it's disruptive at all.
What does chat think?
Tomas is now going to try to figure out what does Hedge watch in her spare time. What's on the TV?
You want me to tell him?
I don't care.
Something called Magic the Noah. I like listening to people scream.
Woohoo! Screaming people. Good.
I learned it from my mom.
Good. Good girl.
I watched some Captain Sparkle.
Would you live there, Captain Sparkle?
Not right now, though.
The mountain? No. But I would visit. In the middle of summer, when there was no snow, maybe.
Don't lie to him.
I'm not lying. I'll show you. Hold on. I mean, it was very pretty. Let me just back off a second here. This one. That's what I just finished.
Very nice.
It is nice.
But there's snow up there.
Up there.
So this part of the mountain you would visit.
And I would look at the lovely snow.
From far away, that it can't touch you.
Hopefully not. Yourself in the mirror.
Oh, but as long as it's not disruptive. I just thought they were being very loud with their screams.
They probably are.
Joy.
But I don't think it bleeds through. We've been very good about our sound control. I think we're pretty good.
Well, it's not like there's any music here, really. Just screams.
Screams are beautiful. Love you too, honey. Hope you start feeling better.
Me too. I like that.
Favorite little disruption of the moment. Can Hedgehog run to the nearest forest? Of course. Alright, let me fix that spot. And that spot. And we'll go up for this little bitty bit. Can you run to your nearest forest, Tomas? I honestly got the impression that you were in a more metropolitan style area. But I could be wrong. Things like being able to walk to a 7-Eleven. These are not things that we can do. Oh, so those are probably part of something different, actually. But we'll get this border in here anyway. Get these last pieces of grass. That helps. What is one? Yeah, there's got to be something else going on here with all these. Yeah, probably would get poison oak. Poison oak does not sound nice. See, here's where I have to be really careful because I really don't want to go too far into a tangent of tree. And yet here I end up doing it. Okay, and there's a number 2 in there. So this might be something different, so I'll go ahead and do this really quick just because. Always lost. Howdy. I can also run to goats. I know what you mean. Well, goats are always fun. Who doesn't want to hang out with goats? How are you today, Lost? Ah. I clicked the wrong one. Whoopsie. Okay, I got a wrong one in here. What did I do? Ah, there it is. There it is. Beep. Yeah, there's something else. Oh, that must be the other side of the sidewalk, maybe? Gotta be. Me? Yes, you. Could be. I mean, I'm not sure who else I would be asking you about when you pop into my stream, but I do hope all is well. Maybe these are supposed to be like bushes in it. I don't know. I'll have to pull back in a second and see what's going on with this pixel art. I'm working on grass. How do you mean my legs hurt? I did 2 hours of cardio split between 2 days. Now I'm bedridden. Also, I was referring to the goats earlier. Because you're a goat. Because you are the greatest of all time. Do you drink a lot of goat fuel? What's your favorite flavor? I hate to tell you, Lost, but your worst day is going to be tomorrow. The third day is always the worst one. You have that to look forward to. But then you write it out, and then you go forward, and it's better. No, I was referring to not liking goats. You don't like goats. I love goats. They make the best cheese. Although the big ones can be nasty. They will ram you so bad. Well, I did exercise yesterday while my legs hurt. It just hurts more now. Right. I don't know why. But there's always that third day being the worst day. Maybe you're lucky. Maybe you're not built like that. Oh, this must be part of that curb. Yeah, that'll be part of the sidewalk. I don't care about that right now. I'm not working on that bit. I'm built like a noodle to the slaughter, which means I should do more. The pain should fuel me. That's turning out pretty cool. Yep, okay, so the curb just looks different on that side is what this is. Also, I've been waiting to go to the slaughter for like a while now. Waiting to go to the slaughter. Wow. I mean, that's a goal. Not sure what kind of goal it is, but it's a goal. Yeah, it's been a long queue. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of that show the kids used to watch when they were little. They liked that, what was it called? It had that song, Stupid Death, Stupid, they're, uh, they're funny because they're true. Yeah, I don't remember. It was funny. But they had people in a long queue waiting their turn to be judged for how stupidly they died. I'm sure yours would be noble and wonderful, of course, but that just brought that to my mind. It was funny. Let's see, 4. And I guess this is some kind of shading for something. That's my intellectual thought. Oh. Yeah, don't ever play Can Your Pet? It's not what it seems. Anyway, I've been watching a nice comedy anime. Oh. I don't watch the things I plan to watch. I should. Called City, which is about a city, huh? I hate cities, but it could be funny. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing this bit of the sidewalk. This is gonna be the longest thing right here, is getting all this hatching in. Right, where's that 4? Same author who made Nichijou. Honestly, it's much more relaxed and funnier. Okay. Relaxed is good. Not gonna lie, I can't even keep up on things like the Life series and the few people I watch on podcasts. And then I try to watch streams. There are so many choices. And now I'm trying to reorganize my whole Discord because apparently it needs attention. Honestly, it's much more relaxed and funnier if only there was a way to share clips. Lost when you download cars? Heck yeah. That means I created a new car. I mean, you can share clips. That's one of the channels I'm getting ready to make, is a different one for clips, because apparently they're not specific enough. Or they're too specific. I don't know. Yeah, my mouse, I just watched it jump. This is not my imagination that it's fighting me. Like, I'm normally better at this. It's like the mouse is, no, I just watched it. Bonk. Ah, I see. All right, there's a little piece of grass right here. Why am I reading pixels so thoroughly? Something is wrong with my brain. That means I created a new car. Is the mouse losing its luster? I think this mouse really needed a desk pad, and they don't tend to like mouse pads. So I tended to go with cheaper mice and just let them not use a mouse pad. But I think this one's pickier than that, and it's starting to suffer for not having a surface other than a wooden table to do this on. It's a fancier gaming one. So I'm probably just gonna, I've found dirt in it. I think it would be fixed fairly quickly by just giving it a better base to operate on. But I have not done that yet. An old cheap one, you could just do the mouse on your leg. It wasn't even an issue. But this one is pickier. It's fancier. Where may I share an enemy clip? In your Discord? Lost, you're going to the server again. You can share it in the Discord for sure. I'm about to make a place for clips. You can put it under clips if you want. Honestly, I'm fine with that. Or you can put it on any of the channels you like, because I'm about to reorganize them all anyway. Which you can see that discussion in general if you care to look. I think that should be most of the grass. Yeah, I think then it's just like this herb. For some reason, this is the only clip I could find on YouTube. You're fine. I'm not gonna judge. Yeah, that looks good. Darn, it looks way too good. How annoying. Oh, it didn't switch. Okay, I've delivered the message. Now I left. Okay. You left before I could even wave hello. I'm gonna cry. Practicing my leaving skills for the future, you see. For what? Always gotta be prepared for those southern goodbyes. There are many situations where you need to practice leaving, you know, and a war zone, marriage, and of course, death. Wow. You've been thinking about this. Oh. All right. I'll finish this piece of sidewalk up to this weed, and then I can move on to another picture, or I can keep working on this one, but I usually don't give the ridiculously big picture too much time in a video stream, whatever. No, just random intermissions. Oh, you. He just keeping his options open. Got to keep your options open. All right. That's actually quite a lot of progress in one go. But does it amount to 1%? Let's see. Yes! I've done more than 1%. Now, I'm just really good at coming up with excuses. Well, there you go. All right, so we have, for other options, we have winter landscape, sunset at the lake, and ocean view. Any preferences for an alternative picture? Ocean view, you got it. It doesn't look like a nice Florida ocean view, I'm gonna warn you. Wow, that's a lot. Wow, that's a lot of colors. Holy crap. All right, what color do I want to make everything? Let's start with 1. We'll make everything blue. It'll be awesome. Is that you playing hooky? How? I never played hooky in school. Lies. Either I'm there or not there. You know, what's the point of being there if I'm not going to be there for all my classes? I will say I always kind of felt that way about it. I'm like, why on earth would people work so hard? Ah, stop, stop. Why would people work so hard at not? not being there, but being there. It's like they're trying to get caught. That's the thrill. Simple binary choice for me. Either I sit in for the whole day or I go. Yep. I always win. In fact, when they had senior skip day, I found out that I would get extra credit if I showed up on that day. So I went on senior skip day to get all the extra credit and the easy stuff, and then I skipped a different day. People are like, you can't do that. I was like, they basically give us permission to skip. I just chose to pick a different day because I wanted all that extra credit. Boost the scores right up to the last minute, you know? Gotta think about this stuff. Interesting. I mean, I'm not giving advice or anything, but just saying. I was like, so I can basically get extra credit for going to class on a day when nobody's going to be there. Easy points. Never go to the school you know it's the best advice. I don't know. Never go to school at all? I mean, I guess it's a choice. I liked getting good grades. My GPA mattered to me. It always annoyed me when teachers had no idea what the grades were up to date because I'm like, it's just not that hard. I would always know what my grade was because I'd sit there and figure it myself. And if they figured it wrong, I'd let them know. I have a confession. I had a lot of absences. I think her audience is adults. Yeah. That's why I feel pretty safe saying it. Somehow A, B, or C student. I know what you mean. Yeah, I tended towards the honors. Great. Oh, there's almost none of that color left. Ugh. That's not gonna do. Then I'll have to have another color to cheat with. Oh, this means the whole thing's gonna be super easy. Yeah, wow. Okay, cool. All right, where's twos? Here we go. Let's work on twos. F, I got honors. I don't know how. I guess I was the least dumb. Honors? Wow, least dumbest one. Who got an F, Tomas? For fabulous, right? F for fabulous. Must be. I do believe we're starting to look a little oceany here. I mean, it's the wrong color blue for a proper ocean, but, you know, maybe a cold one. Or a cloudy day. That's a possibility. Least dumbest one. Yes, Shirley. The smartest person I knew was this girl who knew cryptology. Cryptology's fun. I'm not worrying about being super perfect here because these are very light colors that I can see around. I'll worry more when I get to scarier colors that are dark. Oh no, it's imperfect. How could you do this? Ah! I know, right? Nameless showed up earlier. You guys don't like to be here at the same time. I don't know. Okay. I wasn't moving my mouse. It's one thing to have it go weird when I'm doing it, like I'm controlling it. To have it just sort of go up and do its own thing, that's a little weird. Huh. Ah, he despises me, you know, or he's literally me. That's what I was wondering, you know, how do we know you're different people? Mm-hmm. Except I've never heard you refer to yourself as Voldemort, so there's that. And he's just my French personality. There's a thought. Oh, scary, scary. crazy. I don't know, you're the personality that's braver because you're the personality that will talk on stream. He'll chat, but he doesn't like to talk. Should be one more section of twos in here somewhere. And this is, of course, the most logical way to find it. Probably. I mean, there's just so much. It's probably related to the dock. You logic. Either way, I'm the narcissistic one. Honestly, Nameless is just more bluntly depressed me, or I'm sassy or Nameless. That's one way of looking at it. I will make sure Hedge knows that you would like to be referred to as the sassy Nameless. She's gonna love that. Nobody's calling you. I'm just learning that Always Lost is the sassier Nameless.
Oh yeah, that.
That'll be funny, Lamau. Hello, I'm sassy Nameless. Sassy McSasserson. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I will admit I do not think of Nameless as being sassy. So you might win that one. Hands down. I don't know that I thought of you as being sassy, but now I'm not sure I can get that brain out of my head. That little thought might be stuck there now. I've definitely messed up two little spots. Go back to this. I'll make it easier. If you prefer snarky but sassy's funnier, I agree. Yes, Hedgehog. I think it's funny because you're not really sassy. If you were, I'd just smack you. I was watching this video of a lady yesterday. Somebody was reacting to it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, nobody spanked her when she was a child. And it shows. Like, not all children need spanking. But some clearly do. Because we end up with some adults that are And then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then she starts talking about being from Florida. And I'm like, no, we don't claim this idiot. We have common sense people here. Ah, there's the other twos. Lost is sarcastic. I was very much babied, but she claims you. Not like this. Like, okay. It was one of those budget shows, okay, that I don't really get into, but I like the person who was reacting to it. She came in to figure out why she can't afford the things she needs. And she was spending about $11,000 a month. Thought she was being extremely frugal. And she was making $5,000 a month. And she couldn't figure out where all her money was going. And I'm just like, we do not claim you. Pocket change, honestly, I don't remember being claimable. Well, okay. I mean, if you think so, I could smack you upside the head. Would that make you feel better? Oh my gosh. I thought at first she was just playing it up for the show to be more outrageous, but as she continued talking, I'm just like, this woman has never had to be responsible for anything. She has no idea. Oh my gosh. How embarrassing. Floridians do not claim her. She does not represent us. Frugal, huh? See, I'm showing my sassy side. Hey, Wyvern, hope you're doing well. How's the coloring going? It represents perfectly well, honestly. What do you mean? I do not know people who are living more than double out of their means. That's for freaking sure. All right. Here's the coloring. This one's a seascape. Here, hold on. Gore, did you get to see the moon? I don't know people or something. Here, I'll just click. I don't know who saw it and who didn't. I thought it turned out cool. If you don't know people, how do you think that's normal? I do think there are people who outspend themselves and they have no idea. But that's on another level. It was neat. The time lapse is so satisfying, isn't it? And then we have a new one to add. We have mountains. Sure you don't. Okay. Most people who have more who have that money know how to spend it better. Not all. All right. And then we have this one that's coming along slowly, slowly, but surely. That's the 400 by 400. I think it's going along pretty good. All right. Let's see. And we're learning that Lost is the sassy nameless. That's a real large one. It's 400 by 400. It's insane. Anyways, I have to go. Toodles. Toodles. Toodaloo. Oh, I bet this is some kind of reflection, like a moon. Gotta be. Yes, last. Sassy Nameless out. Sassy Nameless out. I hope he's really asleep. If he's listening to this, he's gonna have trouble sleeping. Oh, let's see, 25. So how have you been, Gore? You've been so busy lately, I honestly didn't expect you to check in, but it's nice to see you here. Yeah, these have got to be reflection-y bits, I'm thinking. Not sure what it's turning into, but it's turning into something. Okay. It's supposed to be an ocean view. Alrighty, let's see. I was just keeping it to some of the bigger colors, but honestly, I like having the whole top part of the picture done. I didn't expect one color to be most of it, so I'm just gonna... There we go. Yeah. Well, that's gonna be very pretty. WhymsicalWyvern turns into blue? Are you calling me Bob Ross? I can think of worse. He's pretty awesome. Oh, it didn't change. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a better way to do this. Wyvern Rose, we need Wyvern Ross, we need the email turns it so I need to work on emotes. I'm trying to organize my Discord right now. I'm getting yelled at for that. Apparently, I don't have enough channels. Ooh. I was thinking anyway I was gonna do something with it, so I'm actually not minding. I'm being silly about that because it's convoluted. I like my stuff organized. So if you have anything you want to see, this is the time to mention it because I'm gonna switch stuff up again. Either in the Discord or if you, I might remember from stream, I might not. That's a bigger gamble. I saw through the grapevine. Was it easy to kind of grasp Discord and how to navigate your server? I mean, I'm doing okay. I've got actually Hedge sat down and showed me how to combine the channels. So I can do that now. And I'm going to make sections. The only question is whether I make like video suggestions, game like video sets of video channels, sets of how I'm going to divide it up basically, but then it'll be in sections. So it'll be easier to just go right to what you want. Because I feel like it is getting bogged down. I mean, I go in and I don't know where to put stuff, and it's my Discord. By golly. Just saying. But I also felt like I don't want to have 8 million channels. But if I can combine them into sections, that'll be better. I don't know. I feel like I'm full-time watching the Discord and I'm doing other stuff. But I'll get it figured out. Looks to me like you had a good understanding. Good job, Stream Lady. Stop yelling at the mom. I'm fine. I had already kind of thought of doing something anyway, so I don't mind, but obviously anytime you see something not working, speak up. I'll deal with it, or I might disagree and then I won't. But no, this had been bugging me. I've been kind of working on it in the background, just hadn't figured out how to handle it. So I was like, I understand there are people out there apparently who have like 40 channels, but that seems excessive with not even 40 people on the Discord. So I'm trying to find a balance, but allow for growth. Put it on your head. We need a jam sesh voice channel where I can stream Guitar Hero to you guys. I mean, no, we don't. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. I will happily eat it. Not sure I'm hungry, but you know what? That is hugs and loves from my kids, and I'm not going to say no. Anyway, that could be interesting. I thought you had a stream channel. Thank you. No, we need a spy channel. We need to spy on Canada land. First we have an octakill. Then we have technically a sextakill. You're in Canada. I do, but I can't stream for hours. I'm busy. You sound like Kenny. You've streamed for hours before. But yeah. No, we need a spy. How can we wait till Friday to find out what new death there will be this week? I don't know. We need spies on all the continents. Oh, I guess Canada's not a continent. That's a weird thing to say. It's a country. Oh, eat those behind it all this time. I guess he's decided to play a little more serious this time. No, but y'all gotta work harder in the summer, right? Because things kind of shut down, I would think, over winter. It'd be pretty. I mean, how much snow can you really work through? Maybe in the cities. But like when my uncle lived in Alaska, he talked about the fact that they had to do way more to make up for all the times they couldn't be doing stuff from a work perspective. Because that weather permitting thing, it's a genuine thing. Of course, my uncle could have been pulling my chain. I don't know. But it made sense to me. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not surprised that you're very busy right now. But winter will come again. Well, once it gets a bit colder, I might slow it down. Things aren't cheap up here, sadly. Yeah. I don't know how. I mean, I was shocked. Even back with, oh gosh, like those old house hunter shows and stuff. I was shocked at what things cost up there. Yeah, I want to move to a farm up north or something real quiet, peaceful, away from the people. A farm, like, okay, I'm gonna say something I probably shouldn't say, and it's nosy-ish, but what would you farm? Reindeer? Elk? Like, you need the ability to grow stuff, right? I mean, I know Beefers has a bunch of animals now, but he's not way up north, I didn't think. That said, if you're willing to work yourself to death, 10 out of 10 would highly recommend a farm. I love it. But I just, sheep, I bet sheep would do really good up there. Has it been warm for you guys down there or lots of storms? Oh, it's been both. It's been warm. The storms are better because they cool things down, but it was a pretty dry week for us last week for us, but it still rained almost every day. But when your lows are 80 degrees or over, yeah, it's warm. It's hard for things to cool down. I'm just trying to be careful in the heat. It's just crazy right now. That's true. That's true because you have to have an orchard for the maple trees. I forgot about that. Maple syrup, trees, elk, animal hide, grow my own summer veggies and stuff. City's large for you to oxygen at this point. It's dystopian. Holy, that's warm. Well, what's crazy is usually it cools off, like because we'll get rain to cool it off once a day, so it's not as much, but it's been super humid and not raining, which is weird, as much as it should. But when it never, yeah, it's just it's really hard to cool off the house after a while when it's even the lows are that high. It's the old, as soon as the sun goes down, cranking that AC, trying to win. Not any point till then. Yeah, from what I've heard, please be safe. Thank goodness there's no flooding or big water events. That's crazy. Gore, keep the mom safe. I feel a little under the weather. Again, Tomas, my goodness. Yeah, actually yeah. It's not the thing is when the ground gets super dry and then it rains really hard, you know what happens, right? But it hasn't been like Texas. That was horrible and astronomically intense. No, like 3 weeks ago, maybe more like a month and a half now. I got caught in flash flooding. That was awesome. The car just floated like a boat. I have not had that happen quite like that before because the ground had been super dry and then the rain hit super hard. And the road I was on just immediately, just so much water came down it that it flooded the road. And it lifted the car like a pontoon boat. I've only ever been caught in flash flooding one other time. It's not common around here, to be honest, because you kind of need some height. But I was near a river. Even if you guys are housed above clay or hardened sandstone, it can be an atrocity. And be paranoid in anchoring the place with concrete. But with concrete, where'd the water go? No, that'd be bad. That'd be bad. No, it was a well-drained, good clay road, but the water just had nowhere to go, and then it went over into a ditch, and I got one of the wheels to touch the ground, and used that to pull it kind of over, and then I was fine. And then I got to the end of the piece of road. I looked back, and there's no water anymore. I'm like, it was that fast. It was just surreal, I'm going to be honest. Like, the first time I was in flash flooding, I had all the kids in the car, so I was really kind of freaking out and praying a lot. But this was different. It was just like, oh, the car's floating. Interesting. Didn't know cars could behave like pontoon boats. Learn new things every day. But it's because the ground had been so dry, and when the rain hit so hard, it couldn't soak in. There was nowhere for it to go. But then it went over to the ditch it was supposed to go to, and it thankfully I had got one wheel on the ground first, so it didn't take me with it. I probably should have been scared. I don't know. Apparently, God didn't give me good sense. Yes, yay, Whifford is alive on the outside. The sponge market must be crazy in Florida with all the water. We have ocean sponges. I guess. I don't think we have a lot of ocean monuments, though. But we do have the Bermuda Triangle. That's fun. Flash flood, aha. Oh. Do your winters ever get cold? I hear snow is deadly. It is deadly. It can kill us. It's very serious. Um, we have had snow before. It's not common. I remember, of course, for political reasons, a lot of history has been apparently changed now, and I'm not going to get into that. But when I was a little girl, they would make us go to the museum where we would see pictures of people. What they had to do, you remember that year that there was like a mini ice age in the early 1900s? My winters get cold. Hail stinks. Oh, I know. Yeah, hail. We get hail. Oh my goodness, we get hail. That we get in droves. Like softball sized hail. Anyway, no, they'd have us go to the museum, which of course this was pre-internet, and for school trips and whatnot. And one of the things that they would make a point of showing us was, because they were trying to teach us about weather cycles, was a picture from what was Mosquito Alley, that is now Orlando, that people were at the train station because that was the warmest place they could think of to be. That was the year that there was never a summer up north. And during the winter part, we got well over 3 feet of snow, real snow. And so everybody that could made it to the train station, and they were all wearing every single outfit they owned. And there was snow up all around them, and they were just trying to share resources and use like the coal from the train station to be warm because nothing else had a hope. And it was a really neat picture of human resilience and, nature and all this stuff. And it was a great lesson for us kids. And now, then, when my kids were going through school, and I thought they'd have a similar lesson, they got taught how it's never snowed in Florida before. I was like, really? Like, I've been outside, it doesn't stick, but it's very rare, but it will snow. It's very rare. And up in the Panhandle, I think it's supposed to snow. Like up in that part that's over by Alabama. You're aware that hail stinks? Or no, you're aware that they're changing history. Yeah. But so obviously it can, but it took a mini ice age and a whole year where up north never even got summer. So I think there has to be an awful lot of snow for it to stick down here. Like, if we get anything at all, it'll be little flakes that float around in the sky and don't touch down. Like, the minute they touch the ground, they melt. But that's super serious here because all of our homes are built for getting as much heat out as possible. So it is very difficult to heat our homes. Who doesn't love cold snow? As a Canada man, of course. I couldn't bathe in snow. Wait, what? I could bathe in snow. It's so raw and natural to me. You are insane. As a Canada man, of course. Who doesn't love cold snow? I only ever saw snow in the mountains. It's cold. Ugh. Yeah. So that kids can learn about snow, they have these things that make like snow machine. Like they make icy snow cone stuff, except they'll be on a bigger scale and they'll blow the little fluffy ice out at the kids so they can see what it's like to be in snow. That's how familiar with it we are here. I mean, it'll just be like a pile of ice basically, and we send the kids in to play. Oh, I don't know what that is. Let's get back to our color we were trying to do. I only ever saw snow in the mountains, so snow is the plague to Floridians. I got you, lol. Yep, it is a proven fact that we can freeze to death in less than 70 degrees Fahrenheit. This is our saying. But the reality is, because we're not used to it, we're just not. I mean, I think if you're in it, you can, like even go around. I know people go around in shorts with the snow on the ground and stuff, but you have to be adjusted or adapted to that temperature. Going from, you got to understand how our cold snaps work. So we'll have cold for over like a 3-day period. So it'll be 98 degrees and you're swimming, and then all of a sudden it's on the same day, it's under freezing. That does happen here. And it's just the sudden, and it's the back and forth, and I don't think it's that we're just such babies. It's that, which we kind of are. I mean, I'm owning that, but I also think it's the suddenness. We don't have months of it. We have days, and by the time you start getting used to the colder weather, boom, it's warm, hot, sweaty weather. And none of us has clothes for it because they don't even sell them down here. So sometimes people who ski, they'll go up north and they'll have some warm clothes. We just layer. We're pathetic. Oh wow, that's magnificent looking. Sometimes rain turns into hail in winter here. Yes, your crybaby score. Well, we get hail in the summer more than winter, to be honest. I got a few little bitty spots. I don't know if they're just detail or accent spots, but I don't see something along the edges. All right. I guess I'll start filling in some of the rest of this. This should be some kind of oceany color, I guess I'm thinking. Ooh, that's pretty. I like this color. Hail, I could see being an issue there. I never see hail. See, I think it's because the ice in the atmosphere hits the hotness, and so it just stays like solid ice. I don't know. I'm sure there's some science-y explanation. But yeah, I think it's not that we never get it in the winter, but we usually get it with hot weather in the summer. And sometimes it'll bring friends like tornadoes. Kind of an indicator of some pretty serious weathery things going on. You ever got hit by a baseball? It's like that. Well, sometimes. I've definitely been hit with a baseball. Okay, ouch, especially from the sky. Ugh. Yeah, I've been hit with a baseball. Who hasn't? It's not fun. Honestly, if you got hit by hail the size of a baseball, it could kill you. It does kill people. So yeah, I would say not fun would be a good explanation of that. Description. Okay, I thought this was going like a really pretty, lots of blues. This isn't very blue right here. All right, what's his 11 color look like? This isn't very, very colorful looking either. I guess it's more colorful. Maybe this is land. That would make sense. Yeah, it's got to be land of some sort. Well, sometimes I've definitely been, especially if it hits the windshield, cool color. Oh. Yo, I don't want it to hit my windshield. Thank you. I feel like I'm making camo over here. Mm-hmm. Is elk any good? Like, I've only ever had it once. But it was more one of those. Oh, we're about to get some more. We've still got some in the freezer and we need room for when we bring meat back. So here, have our frostbitten old elk. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I don't think it was primo. Let's put it that way.
Muffins are taking a while to bake. Man, I messed up and added too much liquid, but that shouldn't affect the time.
Nah, not with gluten free, especially.
I mean, it was only a little bit.
Sure.
It was.
I'm glad you got to make your muffins. You've been wanting to make those for days. I mean,
I've been on and off.
I got you the ingredients.
I had all the ingredients anyway.
According to your sister, you did not.
I did.
Okay.
We had sugar.
I hate her.
But I did go through like the last
Okay.
container.
Because I was
there's
like,
a little bit left in the container, but there's not enough for more baking. We were at the end.
cool color. I don't know. Hedgehog, how is your head?
Not good.
Aw.
I'm super dizzy. I shouldn't be in here bothering you.
You're not bothering me. That feels great. You stem all you want.
Wow.
Rawr.
I turned off my video so I could use the mixer because I didn't want to be distracted.
Uh-huh.
And then YouTube lost my video and it broke my phone.
Oh, I hate that.
Waiting for my phone to not be broken anymore.
Is it just all confused?
Yeah, but it's okay. It seemed to be working as long as I wasn't casting. I haven't been brave enough to cast again just yet.
Well, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if we're losing our Chromecasty thing again. Or we're putting up too many Life series, past the life stuff.
Thank you, Tom. That's very sweet.
Whoop, it's okay, Hedgehog. I have been there. Hello, Wee-chan. Hello, Cat Girl. Sorry, I read it out. I apologize.
I'm a wolf,
She
you
just
stupid
froze.
dragon. Rawr, rawr. Rawr.
You're definitely a wolf.
Woof, woof. Woof.
And you're barking. Okay. We good?
Rawr.
How you doing, Dragon?
Ow.
Hoo. That's really helping me.
I doubt it. I see the mistake.
Shh.
I think you just want to back her.
I do. I really do. I'll take it. I'm just trying to get to where I can use my stupid arm again by tomorrow. Oh, I just keep breaking myself. She's gone. Hey, Hedgecore, you took too long. She ran away, but she'll be back. I think she's low-key joining my stream well, yep, here she is. Okay.
Put it in for 15 minutes. I can't remember how much.
Say hello to Gore.
Hey all.
So you got Gore, Tomas, and Dragon.
Okay.
You're okay. This is like those churches that tell you they're friendly before you walk to the door. Sorry, that was maybe uncalled for. I know. No judgy, no judgy, no judgy.
Blacken wants you to explain.
Explain your church meme, young lady. It's not a meme. It's an observation. I've noticed that. Oh gosh, this is really probably very bad to put on the internet, but whatever. It's true. The churches that advertise how friendly they are, think about it. If someone's nice, do they have to tell you they're nice before you meet them? Like, really? I'm not sure how to finish that one, but I have opinions. It's not a meme. But it could be, if somebody's feeling creative. First time chat. Perfect timing. Allure. Hey, hello, Allure. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the first time chat. I'm just saying, Dwagon, if you meet somebody, you know they're friendly. You don't need them to tell you they are. If they feel like they have to tell you they are, then maybe they're not conveying that well. And thus, maybe they are not as friendly as they think they are.
Words of new person.
I'm looking in a second. Boop. Welcome. How are you doing? I am doing well. Oh, so it's like when they say, hey, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Exactly. Exactly. Those words should strike fear into anybody.
But they're
For
there
sure.
to help.
Oh my gosh. Tell you what. I only needed help from my government one time from hurricane damage, and
Yeah.
I seriously regretted even entertaining the possibility. I just gave up. Told them, go away.
Anything, they made it worse.
Yeah, they made it way worse. But, I hear other people have had better luck, surely, ever.
Somebody must have.
Somebody must have, right? Allure, are you a human or a bot? I can't wait to see the answer.
Beep, boop,
Meep,
beep,
boop,
boop.
beep, boop.
Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. I don't know.
I mean, considering that Dwagon says he's mech, just saying. It's an interesting question. Not to judge. I think it's funny. I recently found out that in America, the IRS had a very detailed plan to collect taxes all over the country right after a nuclear doomsday scenario, with IRS employees in hazmat suits collecting from dying merchants. I'm an alien, lol. Aliens, welcome here. Well, I could make another joke, but I think that would be in poor taste.
Good mom.
I'm resisting. I'm resisting. I'm resisting. I'm going to be good.
You're gonna make Dragon ask if you keep saying you're gonna be good.
Dwagon wants me to be good.
Sure he does. He just doesn't know it.
All right, here we go. And I'll pull back in a second so you guys can see, because Dwagon, I don't think you've even seen what I'm working on today. I finished that other picture from last stream. Not the big one. Yeah, that's going to be really pretty. So I think that's land going, it looks like camo to me, but I think that's land going down. This is supposed to be an ocean. Funny, they never even considered suspending taxes during a nuclear war. Well, you know, throwing around those N-bombs, my gosh. Let's hope it doesn't get me in trouble. All right, let's go back and I'll show you. You saw the moon, right, Dwagon? I'm Optimus Prime. Cool. We like the Autobots here. I'm already at 51%. All right, so here was the moon. I just like the moon. I'm just going to keep clicking on the moon. I think that's my favorite so far. It turned out really nicely. Poor Gore's had to look at this like, well, no, Tomas has had to look at this like 5 times. I've seen the moon through my window. Fair enough. All right, so that was the time lapse of the moon one. And then I just finished this one earlier, so I know you haven't seen this one. As you weren't in the stream yet. Ah. You like it? I thought it looked cold. It had us talking about snow. I was like, I'd be okay down here. They looks cool, to be honest. Well, thank you. And then I made progress on this ridiculous one, which is turning out really pretty, don't get me wrong, but oh my gosh, 400 by 400, guys, I'm never going to finish it. But I got this whole median part done except for these trees. I got part of the sidewalk. That sidewalk hatching is probably going to take me more time than anything else. Because it is just literally crisscross. I can't, there's no quick way to do it. So voila, you're all caught up. Which one am I doing? Oh yeah. I've done a few. Here you go, Laura. I've been going through this whole page. Oh, this was Dwagon's old greeting bot. I like this one. This is one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty today. All right. Back to my ocean view. I mean, it's going really quickly for what it is. Let's see. Yep, I think I want to get some of this filled in and see. Are we looking at more land? What are we looking at over here? This is the cheaty part. Woohoo! Woohoo! Anyway, tomorrow my plan is Minecraft and Dwagon. If you also have any opinions on the Discord, by all means, pop them in there. As some of you have seen, I'm reorganizing stuff, so telling me before I make the changes is probably going to get a better result. But good ideas are always welcome. Alrighty. Gore wants a special channel so he can put clips of him playing Guitar Hero. That's his request. We shall see. It's probably not going to be my highest priority right this minute. But I might put it in just because it's funny. We'll see. Then he's got to make good and provide something. Maybe a random game screenshots channel so that people can post random things about games they like. I have that. Epic screenshots. It can be anything. It's, in fact, the only stuff in there was, I think, Gore posting one of his Minecraft worlds. But that's why I think I need to reorganize, because it's not clear to people what everything is anymore. It grew kind of crazy. Oh, I thought that channel was all about Minecraft. No, it's just any clips, any pics, any screenshots from games. It just happens to be about Minecraft at the moment because that's all that's been posted. But that's just like I said. So I need, if you guys want one that's dedicated to Minecraft, I could specify that. You know, this is the time because I'm getting ready to make categories of channels, and then I'll probably add some channels at that point. So you're very welcome. I wonder why nobody's posting anything in there. I'm like, people wanted this. I did it. Maybe Epic was too much pressure. I don't know. Maybe the fact that I insist on spelling things with numbers could be the problem. Could be. Could be. Could be. I mean, it definitely could be a problem. Maybe I need to be a little less fun and a little more clear. I mean, it's fun for me anyway, but if it's not fun for anybody else, it defeats the purpose. Anyway, if I had a whole bunch of people posting screenshots, I'd probably want to divide them up into different things. But since I don't, that's really why I wasn't doing that yet. But I would happily do that. Yeah, because I mean, we just sort of, it's my fault. I post things everywhere. Why shouldn't you guys? I lead by example. Now that we know that Gore takes baths in the snow, it seems a unique choice. I've heard of people using sand. Snow seems chilly. I've heard of people jumping in the ice water to celebrate the new year and such, but and for health. Don't think I'd want to do that. Gore does what? He didn't say he does. He says he'd like to. But I think even a Canadian would get frostbite that way. That's what I think. I think he's teasing us. That said, it just conceptually, yep, successfully insane to me. See, people are supposed to be warm, right? That's how people are supposed to be. It's an interesting amount of pink in here. All right, I'm gonna have to see what you guys are up to in a second. My phone's going buzzy, I think. Yep. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Lost already left. He came, he went, he did as he does. He said he's practicing for goodbyes. All right, and then I've got a few more of these. Oh my gosh, this is a fiddly little bit, isn't it? Hopefully it looks like something when I'm done. And that is the goal. I mean, it can't compare to the Drippy Moose, I know, but nothing tops the Drippy Moose. Ooh. Ah, messed it up. There we go, and then posted some weird stuff in your screenshots channel. Can't wait. All right, let's see here. Okay, that is not what I was thinking. I think that's the dock. That's got to be the dock. Gotta be. I got that one wrong. Boop. Awfully. Not sure you should be stepping on this particular dock. Just saying. That's got to be what this is. Let's see if we get a basic outline. Gotta be. Gotta be, gotta be. Hmm. Well, I thought. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, it looked to me like it was kind of following that sort of a pattern. Oh, that must be something on the dock. Got it. Yep, this is a dock. This is totally a dock. Like for fishing or something. I don't know. Okay, I gotta fix those too. Yep, that's definitely a dock. Got it. Okay, it was just bigger than I was thinking. Got it. There we go. Yep. And then over here, we'll just fill in this little post. Can't wait to see the weird stuff in my screenshots channel. It's always interesting. I'm just happy to have back our wagon. He's been gone. And now he's back. Alright, let's see here. Like he never left. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's good. I'll just totally blow through that in the worst way possible. That's great. This was my mouse today. My own malfunction's bad enough. Posted a less weird and more cute pic. Oh gosh. How weird is this pic gonna be? I cannot wait. Cute is nice. Yeah, that's gonna be water. There we go. Wonder what kind of cryptid is hiding in there. That could be fun. There we go. Hi, Whimsical. Hi, Night. How are you today? Apparently I'm going to mess up what I'm doing. That particular piece, I just, over and over. I'm insane. I'm pretty sure I'm building a dock here. I hope you've had a good day. Yeah, I thought I would attach the dock to itself, but apparently that is not happening right now. I'm just going to come in and erase what's not here. This is getting crazy. Alright. I shall liberally use my eraser for once. See, that's gotta be a dock. Gotta be. Dinner time, I must vanish. So. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of darkness. Goodbye, Dwagon. We'll miss you. Have a good dinner. Maybe it's some kind of shadowing. I don't know. I guess it could be a boat by the dock, too. That'd be cool. Alright, I'm just gonna own that there's gonna be mess ups in here. I'll come back and erase. That way we can get through this picture sometime this century. So you mentioned getting hurt at your neighbors. You doing better from that night? It's been like a week, so hopefully. Oh, that's hands down water. Oh, come on, switch. Not quite, but getting close. Still lingering, but much better. Good. Sounds like it wasn't a small injury, but I'm glad you're doing better. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. I really like that watercolor. Difficult to deal with rather than anything else. Yeah, I hear ya. All right, let's put these back here. Boom, boom. And then we'll pick this back up. This is supposed to be an ocean view. We finished our mountain. I haven't honestly been very organized in how I've gone about this one. But I am using the eraser more this time just to speed it up. Zoom out. Want to see how it looks. Ah, see, I think that's a dock. So I was just trying to get the outline of the dock and see kind of, I think this is land. And that's definitely land. And then we got clearly water. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Honestly, it's just easier to go over the few places that are vibes with an eraser. Ah, it's not that many. You know, they keep talking about snow, but I bet there's people that haven't seen ocean in here too. Let's see. All right. Yep. That got that down to there. I missed one little piece of dock edge. Boop. Let's come over here. Yeah, it's going to be that whole edge too. Okay. Easy peasy. Alright, let's clean those spots up. Boop. Boop. You live in certain parts of Africa, then even just rain is a big deal. Yep. But why do you care about Africa, Night? They have ostriches, not emus like you, and you've expressed displeasure with that concept. Like, how dare they have ostriches? Or is it how dare people think that there are you know what, that's what it is. It's how dare people think there are ostriches, which I can't even say that word right now, in Australia. I'll tell you the funny one. The first time I saw a documentary of flamingos in Africa, I didn't believe it. I was like, what are they doing there? But they've got beautiful, beautiful flora and fauna there for sure, too. I think pretty much the planet is beautifully designed. You were saying that some people have never seen snow, then there are some people who don't see rain, much less snow. That's true. But I thought the places in Africa that don't really rain, then it really rains. Like, mega amounts. But deserty places, maybe not so much. Like this, well, even deserts. It rains at some point. I don't know. I'm overthinking this in my head now. I'm just going to do a whole bunch of this so I can get some outline going on. Then I'll come back in and pick up cleaning up all the wrong spots. Let's see. So here, this is easy. And then we've got this. Oh no, I broke her. Still don't know where flamingos live. Flamingos live in Africa as well, but we have flamingos as well. And they are wild here. Peacocks are wild here too. If they don't eat shrimp, they're not bright pink. They have to eat shrimp. And people like them to be bright pink, I guess, but otherwise they're gray. But we do have flamingos here. But the peacocks are not native at all. I've heard both about the flamingos, and I'm sure there's something online and blah, 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 but I've heard both, that they have flown here across ocean and that they are imported. I don't honestly know. I don't know anymore. Yeah, I think those are the boards. I don't want to mess with that right now. Kind of like ibis. I was going to ask, so they are not native? I'm not sure. I've heard both, like I said. I have heard that they are, and I have heard that they are not. I think at some point, what's native becomes a real interesting question because, for example, armadillos are not supposed to be native. They've always been here somewhat, but they have literally basically gone up through Mexico on the roads, over Texas and so on, over to Florida and down, and they now are. It's not like people brought them, they brought themselves. So they're technically not native, but it's not like we brought them here either. They just went for walkabout.
Got my four in the dishwasher, right?
Yeah.
It flipped open again, so I was making sure.
Okay, it's about time. If they get there themselves, I think it is a different question to if people bring them head. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not clear that I'm not sure that I agree. I would want to see how they were defining that before I agreed with a statement that they were native or not native, because I would want to know how they were defining that. I guess that's a better way of putting it. It's not that I quote unquote doubt science, it's that I think if they naturally migrate, that's not the same as filling up a boat and bringing stuff over, which tend to be more invasive species at that point. But I don't know. Like, I've been in school, we were taught by some teachers, we were taught one way, by other teachers, we were taught the other way. That's enough to convince me that maybe we're not 100% sure. But I'm sure there's people who say they're 100% sure. There's other critters that I know for a fact are in Florida that supposedly aren't here. That's all I'm going to say. They can swim, they can walk, they can fly. Like Australia or New Zealand or Madagascar or something, that makes more sense, right? Because they're more remote or harder to access, I would think. All right, let's back off. Yeah. So it looks like you got some land going into ocean here and a dock, and that's definitely land, so that'll probably be land. All right, let's see what kind of colors you are. Still, oh, no, that was hedge. Actually, that's probably the best way to describe it. They're migratory. Still have stuff that migrates over. Ah, makes sense. Migratory is fine with me. But, we do have migratory things. But a lot of the migratory stuff, ironically, doesn't come this far south. I'm just going to take this chewed up bubblegum color and there we go. I see, this still looks like more of a watery color to me, but it could be land, I guess. For instance, coconuts are not native to Australia, but they have migrated over. It makes perfect sense. I mean, they literally come over on the beach. When I was younger, they were always on the beach. And eventually they grow into trees. They have a biennial cycle. But if it gets too cold, the trees die. Same thing with bananas. Except they don't come over on the ocean exactly, but critters, they bring stuff, you know? When they do the migrating. So I just, when there's doubts and it's something that can kind of get here on its own, I just reserve judgment. Because you never know when it's real information or somebody went on Wikipedia and looked at a page that somebody else made on Wikipedia and none of them has ever really had a reason to know. They're just writing what's clear and obvious. And you have legit sources. But I don't think we know everything, and that's kind of cool. Like, coelacanths are a thing, you know? Supposedly extinct, and yet clearly not. I'm good with not knowing everything. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. They only recently gained any type of foothold the Aborigines used to eat them all before they could grow into trees. That makes sense. I mean, they're good. Apparently, that is how Galapagos tortoises, iguanas got there. Still have stuff to explore. Exactly. I think it's awesome. Do y'all have Galapagos tortoises? See, they can't swim because they're tortoises, so that's... I would have thought they had to come with people. I don't know. I'm hardly an expert to have this conversation, to be honest. Let's see. Still have stuff to explore only in zoos. Yeah, that makes more sense. We do have tortoises. That's why I was... And we will have people every year who... They'll try to help the tortoises swim. And they'll throw them in water, which, of course, is insta-death. Because they mean well, and they're trying to save the tortoises. We have turtles and tortoises, so yeah, you gotta make sure. And the turtles can get back in water on their own. I don't know. Good intentions. HE double matchsticks. They have a close relationship. Tortoises got to the Galapagos by migrating on plant mats, at least according to the prevailing theory. Yeah, that makes sense. Either that or, you know, bat colonies were fond of tortoises and were like, hey, you guys want a trip? We'll take you on a trip. In this rocket ship. We'll make a little something and fly you over. It'll be great fun. We'll have a party. Boy, there's a lot of this color over here. This is hands down the easier side, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's how this is gonna go. It's always crazy to me too when they think that people couldn't have gone on little boats over long distances. Of course they did. If they can do it now, they could do it then. They were a lot closer to the earth and how things went then. And people like pets, so I think that's part of what convolutes it too. Oh, well, those are some nice lines there. All right, let's just finish off this little piece up here. Yeah, that's land. You would think they would just bring the tortoises to the water so they can get in themselves. Yeah, of course not. Idiots. There's idiots in the world. Night, there's idiots in the world. I don't know what to tell you. Except that then they find out because we have rules about that kind of thing here. I was just helping the turtles. What do you mean I'm going to jail? Not just going to jail. Going for a very, very long time. Have fun. There is a big event where they cross the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean as basically a super big canoe. If they can do it now, they could do it 1,000 years ago. That's my opinion. I'm with you 100,000%. I sit there going, people did it when they could read the stars. It's yeah. Well, that's like the people that they were say that Vikings never came here, even though they named so much. Um, Really weird that they named locations and mapped them without ever being here. And then they keep finding artifacts from said non-existent Vikings. Pretty cool, yeah? Like, yeah. I don't know. But I also think that's part of what's so cool. I mean, if everybody had the same opinion, what would be the point of learning? I like different people thinking different things, and when you talk about it, you might come to something that has nothing to do with what anybody originally thought and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's what happened. That's so cool." So, but common sense tells me if they can do it now, people could do it then. That's just my common sense brain. There's a persistent rumor that got to parts of Australia as well. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
I know.
It's after 9.
It is.
Or 8.
All right. We will be finishing off. It smells like Hedges muffins got a little crispy. I just won't notice. No, there's these statues all across the western side of Mexico that look a lot like the Easter Island statues. But we don't talk about those either. Cut off the darker spots. Cut off? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. She's a really good chef normally. But I smell darker spots, let's put it that way. Alright, let's fix this because I messed this bit up. There were pyramids in Australia. Actually, it's a bit of a hidden scandal. Yeah, I don't think there's a single continent that didn't have something pyramid-y, to be honest. I think it was a logical progression of building, to be honest. And I personally think it was part of our development. But, you know, there are other people who have other thoughts. But also, yeah, who's to say they didn't, like, go visit somewhere and see something? There's a bay in, there's a bay we had to learn about in school in Brazil, I guess, called the Bay of Roman Pots. Because it's full of Roman pots, but because the current wisdom is that Rome wasn't in contact with the New World, even though cannabis was in the pyramids, and that only comes from the quote unquote New World. So they just pretend like that didn't happen, I guess. It's pretty funny to me. I mean, to me, it's just like, okay, you know, you learn something new. That's cool. I don't know. I think I'd be bored if everything was set in stone. But I can understand why certain personalities want it to be. All right, let's see. I think we all came from the same ancestors. That and physics are physics. Yeah. That's just it. If that's the part that makes it crazy to me, I'll go there. If we're supposed to believe in evolution, right? Then why would we not think it made sense that we've evolved in a similar manner in different places? And if you don't believe that, then maybe you don't actually believe in evolution. And that raises other questions like, okay, but that's what you're teaching. It hurts my head, so I try not to think about it too much. Supposed to ads, sorry. All right, I want to back off of this one in a second. I hate that there's no undo button thing for that. There we go. fill in that spot just because it's weird sitting up there all alone. That's going to be so pretty. Back. All right. So this is where the picture I started today is. It's supposed to be an ocean view. So I think that's going to be super pretty, but definitely needs to be further back to make sense. I haven't done much with the boards on the boardwalk, the deck, or whatever. Dock. We finished this one earlier. And then over here, I'm just to the fiddly bits. I'm gonna probably finish those trees next time, or I'll hunker down and work on this sidewalk. This sidewalk is gonna take me the longest because there is no quick, easy way to do it. It's literally just all this teeny tiny fiddly bit. Blah. But it's gonna look so good. So I might work on this next time. I don't know. We'll see. This for the tree. I'm not doing both in one time. Still not a fan of their choice of color for the sky and clouds for the mountain one. It is weird. It is. But this here, oh my gosh, this is gonna be. I'm just trying to connect little bits with it when I see them. And I'm hoping eventually, because that is just, already a bane. I got a little piece over here, a little piece here, a little piece here. I lose patience with it very quickly. And there's like people in here and stuff. So, I mean, I have other stuff I can work on, but I probably want to knock out the tree and work on some cars and have more visible progress. But at some point, this is going to have to happen. I mean, part of it is some of these people look pretty weird. Alrighty. Knight, I think you're the only one that stuck it out. You and Gore is probably working, so he's gone back to lurking. The lady with the black hair still bugs me. Yeah. There's some really weird ones. I mean, I don't even know what to think. These head shapes are. And then I think that's supposed to be one of those old payphones. So, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be retro. And then what's this? Like, is this someone that has green in their hair? Like, what is going on? I just, yeah. Make it look like she is missing part of her head. I know, right here. It really does. All right. I'm gonna quit for tonight so I can come back tomorrow. I'm planning to do Minecraft. I don't know what's really gonna happen. I want to I'm gonna confess I have like a brace on my wrist right now. And I'm not sure how good I can get the keyboard to work for me tomorrow. We'll see. If I can, I will do Minecraft because I want to. But the hard part of the brace is hitting the keys and making them Not cooperate. Mm. Also, before I forget, Twitch changed the rules to how it counts your viewers. Oh, happy, happy, joy, joy. So your number is probably higher than Twitch says. Yeah. I'm noticing that. People go back off of break or whatever, and they're just listening on their phone, and they're no longer counting as people at all when they did sometimes. So, yep, just another reason to love Twitch. The YouTube one, where if you don't comment or like it, it's not counting, is really annoying to me right now, because you're basically saying small viewers no longer welcome here at all in any capacity whatsoever. So, we'll see. But either people love my pixel art nights or they hate it. There is no middle ground on these. I either have a whole lot of people popping in chat or none. Lurkers are not welcome. Are you going to be like Kenny now? I think lurkers should be welcome. Honestly, that's the biggest appeal to Twitch for me. There's not like there's such a thing as radio in the same way anymore. And I love, for years and years and years now, that's how I've used Twitch. I listen while I work, and they're driving me, honestly, back more towards YouTube stuff. You wouldn't think that's what they want to do. That's pretty much what Twitch is changing to. Yeah, it makes no sense. Alrighty, I hope everybody has a good night, and I am working on those channels. I hope you saw that in Discord. I'm just, before I start, I don't want to make like one change here and one change there. I know that I want to restructure how the channels are organized. I'll do it by the end of the week, but I want to make sure I have a plan before I start switching them around. So right now, I guess it's kind of a free-for-all, including I want a channel probably to be just for the announcing this is my stream, because I feel like nobody can find anything in general because it's all Whimsical Wyvern has gone live, and that's just, yeah. Anyway. Alrighty, you have a good night. Yep, smart, thank you. I'm trying to, like I said, go about it in a more, each time I make changes, I try to make it really thoughtful. Our Taku needs to do that. That would be nice. I'll talk to her about it. But it just, I feel like it interrupts where we have ongoing conversations when you have announcements in the middle of it. So I need to change that. But I hope you have a good evening. Goodbye. I will be back tomorrow doing something. Probably Minecraft. Bye.